the background. Alright, so I'm going to show you the easiest way of doing that using the Photoshop. We're going to be using this tool called the Quick Selection tool, and you can hit W to pull that up real quickly. But basically this works like a brush. So you want to click on this one on here that says plus, and then you can also resize your brush here, or you can hit the bracket keys here to resize your brush. I'm only going to select the statues here. Okay, but basically you want to select the statues, and I'm going to select the statues in the ground in the picture, but not the background. Okay, but this is going to be like how we're going to, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see. This is how we're going to be basically going to cut the picture out. Okay, we're going to use this tool, the Quick Selection tool. It's really easy to use. And then like right here, I got some of the ground here. If I use this negative button here, you can use that to erase those areas. Like for example, you might need to go back and forth with this tool and the plus. You might erase too much of it. So you want to take your time with this. Make sure it's neat. Like for example, if I accidentally get like the background here, like what happened here, I can use the negative here, and I can just go over it again with the background to get those areas that I missed. So I didn't get all the ground, but I don't need all of them. I'm actually going to erase it later. Alright, so yeah, now I have my statue selected. I got to get this little part here, so make my brush smaller. Get the small area. I missed that part. Yeah, so you really want to take your time with the cutting it out. It should cut out perfectly fine with these images that we're using. And then after you've selected the part you want to cut out, then you want to click on this button that says Refine Edge on the top. Alright guys, take a look up here. So you see this button that says Refine Edge. You're going to click on that. And what's going to happen is it's going to make the entire picture pink. Only the areas that are going to be cut out are going to be the ones that are in color. Now this is only on the layers, the layer part where the statues are. So it won't affect the background. But yeah, don't worry about clicking these. You can leave it like as is. The only thing I want you to change is for output to new layer. Change this to new layer with layer mask. Alright, and then new layer with layer mask, change that. Some of you might have it by default, and then click OK. And once you click OK, it's going to automatically cut everything out for you. Alright, so that's going to make it a lot easier to cut things out. Now, if you want to cut out the picture even more, like right here, I don't really want this ground to be showing up on the background. Make sure to click on your layer mask to erase certain areas. So remember, layer mask was used to for the blurring, to reduce the blurring, and also like to get rid of the clouds if you ever done those effects. The same thing, you can use layer mask to erase the picture. But basically what's happening is it's erasing the picture here, revealing what's on the bottom. This layer here you can delete. This is the old picture. You can delete that. Alright, but yeah, I'm going to click on the layer mask. I'm going to use the eraser. And just like how I've been using the 33% fuzzy brush, I'm just going to erase the bottom. Well, not erase, so I got to change it to black. I'm going to just erase the bottom here. So, I want this to actually blend in with the water. So now if I'm just erasing the bottom part a little bit at a time, it's looking like the statues are in the water now. Alright, so I want you to think of like creative ways to try to combine these photos to make a new photo. It's kind of like a form of collaging with photoshopping. And then if you want to if you think more carefully too, if you look at the statues or things in the picture, like right here, this mound, there's part of the mound being reflected in the water down here because of the black here, also this part here. So maybe I might want to have like the statues reflecting the water too. So another thing you can do is you can go to layers, duplicate. So we used the duplicate layer before. I'm just going to duplicate this layer again, and then I'm going to hit the Command T to transform again. And one thing you do with the transform too is you can kind of flip your image around. So maybe I might want to flip it around here. And you can also use the arrow keys to move it around. I'll put it down there. And then remember we talked about the opacity. You can use that to kind of fade it out. So you can create like a reflective effect to your picture. And then you can go to your layer mask again. You can change it to like, we can leave it on 33. And then this part I'm just going to erase it out of the rocks because, it's not part of the rocks anymore. Maybe just have it like slowly blend into the, the reflection. So, this kind of creates more of like a, reasonable way of combining your photos together. Alright, so, yeah, that's one part. I want to show you one more thing too. This is, in case you want to use pictures with like hair. So I'm going to just pull up this picture here. So maybe I might want to add this picture here. This is a lady with her hair. And again, if you feel like you're really confused about this, just let me know and I can help you. But this is like something we're going to use later in one of your projects. So, let's just say you want to cut this photo out with the hair. So similar like you did before, you're going to use the quick selection tool, select the face, the shoulder, and then parts of the hair. Now, when it comes to hair and using the quick selection tool, it's not going to select it perfectly just because there's so much detail in the hair. So you just want to try your best to get as much of it as you can. Like that's a little bit too much, so I gotta use negative here. Get that part. But just get like the general shape of the hair. So this is pretty good right here. Alright, I gotta get this bottom part here. So like when it comes to like little details like the hair, it's not gonna capture everything perfectly. But if you click on the refine edge, now like one thing with the refine edge, this helps to refine the edge for like little details you can't get. So like if you use the brush here and you just go over your edges again, it's gonna clean it up a little bit more. It won't do it perfectly, but just try your best to work with the picture. Like anything that has a lot of details around the edges, it's gonna be harder to clean up. But this is gonna clean it up a little bit more, but it won't do it perfectly. You probably have to go back again to clean it. So I'm just going over the edges again to have that natural blend with the hair.
I like that.
So I think this is pretty good, but you want to take your time with it. And then you can click OK. So make sure it's new layer with layer mask, click OK. And then now you have your picture with the hair. It didn't get it perfectly well, but you can go over the layer mask again, use the brush, and oops, you can kind of go over those areas again if you need to clean it up more. And this might take some time to do, especially got like a lot of detail with hair. So I'm just erasing parts of the hair to just clean it up a little bit more. But this would be like the only image that might be hard on. I think the other ones it should cut out perfectly. I mean, this looks pretty good to me. And then maybe I might want to have I hit Command T to resize it. And I might just want to have her head fading in the background here. So again, I'm just using the opacity here. Have it fade out a little bit in the background, and then I might just fade the edges using the layer masks. So that looks like kind of like a thought almost in like the air. So I'm gonna use this black to bring it up a little bit more. Yeah, I just want you to just experiment with the Photoshop challenge. You can kind of do anything what you want with these photos, so it's up to you. All right, you guys, any questions? So I did show you a lot of different things at once. I'm going to put this video on the classroom for you to look at. But I would just look through that folder, though. Look at what photos you want to use, and then you can actually get started with.